TIA's 2014 Network of the Future Conference welcomes Mr. Timothy Sheehy, Director, North American Communications Group, IGATE. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks, Deborah. Nice to be here.
Tell us about IGATE.
So we're about a $1.3 billion global systems integration and IT consulting firm, and IGATE has about 31,000 team members and associates worldwide. So what we offer is a full end-to-end suite of services to the communications industry and many other verticals, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But everything from the sort of the typical service offerings, application development and maintenance, infrastructure services, business process outsourcing, to a very strong focus on emerging technologies and emerging platforms. So we're very heavily invested in big data, analytics, cloud computing, social, mobile, and a lot of these sort of emerging, mobile interactive technologies that are really starting to make a big difference now in the telecommunications marketplace.
We're hearing a lot about the Internet of Things. Could you tell us about how IGATE is positioning itself to serve its clients in that regard?
So that's really a very good question and a very exciting area for us, and of course a big challenge for clients both in our vertical market as well as many other verticals. So really what we're positioning ourselves as is taking an industry leadership perspective on technology convergence. And a lot of what the Internet of Things is about is really the connected car, connected home, connected enterprise. And what we take at IGATE is really a multidisciplinary approach to the Internet of Things initiatives that a lot of our clients are dealing with and really sort of trying to figure their way through. So I'll give you an example. We talked about connected car and connected home. So when I say an interdisciplinary team, really what we're looking at is no silos. We sort of break down any communications barriers to bring the very best and brightest of our global teams in research and innovation, delivery, product and engineering teams, and then obviously as well as sales, marketing, business development, tie it all together with a consulting approach that enables our clients and really from sort of top down, strategically in terms of design, development, deployment, and delivery to get a fully wrapped solution around Internet of Things. And so I'll just give you an example, as I mentioned, sort of in the connected car initiative. So we had a client that is looking now at sort of how to position themselves strategically with connected car to really be in a market-leading position. So what we've done is taken an offshore delivery and deployment and research and innovation team and teamed them up with product and engineering folks here onshore as well as consulting group onshore in order to really put together sort of from end to end a fully wrapped, fully integrated solution that enables them right from the strategic sort of design and development portion of this initiative, take it right through to deployment, delivery, and then support and maintenance.
Tell me about how IGATE is organized and what you can specifically offer the communications industry.
Sure. So like a lot of our competitors, we're organized around the sort of vertical market structure, but we're very, very deep and very specific on our verticals. So we have a lot of the typical verticals that you would expect from a global services organization. In terms of the communications marketplace, what we offer are a number of very specific communications solutions that are geared specifically towards telecommunications, the cable industry, et cetera. So again, I'll give you a couple of examples. So I mentioned earlier our end-to-end consulting expertise. We have some of the best consultants in the world, both onshore as well as globally available to us that are part of the IGATE team that help our clients at a strategic level really develop and design these solutions. At a tactical level, we have technologies as well as delivery mechanisms and support mechanisms. For example, a fully integrated dashboard that allows our clients to get real-time, customer-centric information, actionable data, and not just data but intelligence. And it's a platform-agnostic system that enables our clients really to kind of plug this into any kind of, we talked earlier about big data, to plug this into any kind of a big data or enterprise-wide CRM system and immediately be able to see on a real-time basis exactly what's happening to their subscriber and customer bases. And we've deployed this globally in a number of markets. I'll give you another example in terms of specific communications service offerings. We just completed an end-to-end integration for a major European wireless telecommunications carrier, and this was, top to bottom, application, infrastructure, CRM, and then a lot of the social analytics, big data, cloud types of services that are really leading edge for them, but that they really needed to get their arms around in order to move ahead. So we've done that very successfully. They're delighted, and we're working on a couple of similar projects here in the North American marketplace.
So we've talked a lot about what you specifically offer the communications industry, but tell us what makes you different from your competitors.
Okay, that's another good question, Deborah. So there's a couple of things, and we'll get to this in just a moment in terms of rebranding, but one of the things that we've done differently is really our client engagement model. So in the systems integration, IT consulting services industry, there are typically two main pricing models. One is time and materials, the other is project-based. We bring a third component to the table, which is outcomes-based pricing. And essentially what that means is when we engage with the client, they pay for results. They pay for success, they don't pay for failure. So what we do is we align ourselves with our clients' business objectives. If they're technical, if they're financial, if they're market-based, if they're customer-driven, whatever's important to that client, not from a technology perspective, but from a business perspective, that's what we align ourselves to, and that's what we get paid on. So if we're successful in achieving their business objectives, then we are rewarded. If we fail in that area, we're not.
Is that a big risk on IGATE's part?
Of course it is. It's definitely a big risk. But what it does in terms of a differentiator is that it aligns ourselves in two really key areas. On the one hand, it says, you know what, we're confident enough. We know what we're doing. We've done this time and again. It's not our first rodeo. You can say that sort of thing in Dallas. But it really isn't our first rodeo. We know how these things work, and we know how to make things work and do so on an economical and efficient basis for our clients. The second thing it does is that it really aligns us with our clients' business interests, so that it's not just about trying to rack up the bill. Basically, it's about making sure that our clients' business objectives are met. When we are aligned with those and we achieve those, then our clients obviously win, and we win as well.
I understand that you've recently rebranded your company. Tell us about that, and why is that important?
So that it is really important. We've changed our logo, we've changed our color, we've changed our tagline. So let me start with the tagline, okay? So the tagline is speed, agility, and imagination. And that's really, I think, what underlies and drives now our core values relative to our clients. That's what clients want. They want speed, they want agility, and they want imagination. And that's more important than ever now because things are changing so rapidly. And it's kind of a push-pull. Technology is changing the marketplace, and the marketplace is changing technology. It's very, very much bottom-up driven now in a way that it never has before. In the past, you saw a lot of kind of top-down, technology trickle-down. Now it's a lot of demand trickle-up. And so what we've done in terms of the rebranding is we've really gone from, and it's really reflective, I guess, of our corporate strategy, because we've really gone from, I'd say a mile wide and an inch deep to really, a mile deep and an inch wide. So very, very specific vertical expertise. And for our communications clients, that's very important, because what that means is that we have now the ability and obviously the desire and strategically the focus to invest very, very heavily in our vertical markets. And what we have is a system called EBUs, Enterprise Business Units. And these enterprise business units are very deeply focused with some of the best in the business on doing exactly for our clients from both a visionary and strategic point of view, what they need to have and how we can help them on an enterprise basis, really focus on not just sort of delivering solutions, but really crafting them at a strategic level, at the boardroom level, and then helping them refine that focus into actionable technologies, actionable solutions.
So tie that all together for me, your specific expertise in the communications marketplace and that new brand position that you've adopted.
Sure, that's a great question. I'd love to do that. So I think really what that speaks to is a couple of things. I told you earlier about our tagline, speed, agility, and imagination. And I've talked about our new brand positioning, the enterprise business units and all the rest of it, and the fact that we have a sort of global footprint, that we're $1.3 billion company, 31,000 employees. So that speaks to our resources. But the speed, agility, and imagination really speaks to the core of the company and the roots of our culture, which are entrepreneurial. So what you really get, I think, with IGATE is kind of the best of both of those worlds, because you have the ability to really scale up at an enterprise level and serve literally the world's largest clients in the world. On the other hand, you have a mentality that says, you know what, we're going to do whatever it takes to get it done. And there's no silos, there's no barriers. We're going to break those down and not care much about how it used to be done. What we really want to do is figure out either how it should be done or how we can do it better. And that's underlain then by our value system, which is character, competency, and commitment. And that's what our clients are going to see when they deal with IGATE.
Are there any final thoughts you'd like to leave with us?
Sure. So obviously we'd love to talk, Deborah, to any of the clients at TIA or attendees at TIA that are really looking, I guess, for innovation and flexibility and some, it's a way overused, but thought leadership. I prefer the word imagination. Everyone talks about thought leadership. Imagination is really what you've got to look at, because there are so many things now that are changing so rapidly in the marketplace. And in the past, it was a lot of sort of what I call trickle down. You had that technology and marketing and big corporations kind of driving the agenda. Now it's the other way around. You've got enterprises and consumers driving the agenda. They have demands, technology, innovations in so many cases are driven by the marketplace. Things that the technologists and designers and developers didn't even imagine these things could be used for are now making radical changes in the way that companies have to do business, and they've got to be responsive. So if I was going to leave you with a final thought, I would say that's really at the nexus, at the core of what we can offer to our clients in the communications vertical, which is that responsiveness. They'll see that day in, day out, top to bottom, anybody they deal with at IGATE.
It was great talking with you today, Timothy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Deborah. Pleasure. I appreciate your time.